ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏。
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to a hybrid virtual in-person service. My name is Eik Kuwahara, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's service. In memory of Eshinni, the wife of Shinran Shonin, and Kakushinni, their youngest daughter. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet and prepare to hear the Dharma. He will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
ナマンダ仏。ナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏。
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Sanbutsuge, which is on page 79 of the Purple Service Book.
Nam Manda Butsu, Nam Manda Butsu, Nam Manda Butsu, Nam Manda Butsu. Kogen Gigi Iji Mugok Nyo Zei Myo Muyo Tosha Nichigat Mani Shukoen Nyo Kaishit Ompei Yunyaku Jumok Nyorai Yogen Chose Murin Shogaku Daiwon Koru Jippo Kaimon Shojin Sammai Chie 伊徳無量主生受無人体前年小仏崩壊愚人人の空語外体無明欲ぬ世尊業無人の死死人徳無量空君古代知恵人妙光明意相神道大仙願が差仏在所法を可動生じ未不下脱不正上位解任精進尿税三昧知恵以上五世特仏不行志願一切空空一切大安決し無仏百千の九万無量大小修行語者供養一切死と小仏不尿愚道検証不逆非尿語者小仏世界無不影無種節道光明失笑変死小国尿税精進異人難量量が差仏国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国尿内音二無闘争がと愛民道達一切実法来生信念症状意図が国経楽安穏公仏神妙是が心象本願の非力小小欲実法世尊知恵無下上量子孫知が信行軽量心死食毒中画行精進忍住形アマンダブアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマン 毒平等性祭道本も大心往生安楽ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーナマンダーツナマンダーツ
Please rise if you are able to follow along with Agatha, Shinran's family, which is on the handout. Please remain standing for the reading of Golden Chain 2. I will now recite the Golden Chain 2 on page 15 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love. that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that all I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Please be seated. We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend Kuwahara.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's service. How are you? Good? Genki desu? Good. Perfect. Yeah. So we had a kind of rain shower this morning. So yeah, every Sunday morning, I'm always worried about how many people come to the temple. Especially weather is a big factor. So, but despite the shower, I'm so glad so many people here this morning. ありがとうございます。So, as 8 announced, today is Eshinni, Kakushinni's memorial service, and then we just sang a song, Shinran-sama. And then, so I am going to talk about those two ladies today. My Dharma message for our Dharma school's Dharma message. So this is our temple, Berkeley Buddhist temple. And then this is our mother temple, Honganji. And it is located in Kyoto, Japan. And in 2019, before the COVID pandemic, BBT Dharma School had an educational trip to Japan. And then we visited Honganji too. It's a huge, gigantic temple. Can accommodate 2,000 people in the Hondo Hall. And then Honganji is the mother temple of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, which is a part of Japanese Buddhist, the school of Japanese Pure Buddhism. Then I put a picture of this person, founder. What's the name? Shinran. Yeah, we just sang a song. I knew that. Yeah. Yeah. So Venerable Shinran, or in Japanese, Shinran Shonin. So sometimes people say, Sensei, Shinran is the first name, Shonin is the last name. No. So Shonin is a kind of title, like a reverend or a venerable. So Venerable Shinran. So he's a Japanese Buddhist priest, monk, lived in the 13th century. So since Venerable Shinran, we Jodo Shinshu Buddhism had a long history, long lineage. So this is a picture of the accession ceremony at the Honganji in June 2014. The leadership was transmitted from the 24th spiritual leader in Japanese Monshu to the next, the current 25th leader, Monshu. And then you see his picture back there. We have a statue of Shinran Shonin, and then next to it, we hang a framed picture. I know some of you, who is this? That's our boss, our spiritual leader. Yeah, my boss. He's a kind of oyabun in Japanese. And then, so that is our current spiritual leader, and then also a direct descendant of Shinran Shonin. So this year, we celebrated 850th anniversary of Venerable Shinran's birthday. And then we also celebrated 800th anniversary of the establishment of the Jodo Shinshu teaching. So some of us attended the big, ceremony service at the Honganji conducted in May this year. And then Bay District, our Bay District, had a special service at the Palo Alto Buddhist Temple in March. So it's already 7 months since we had a special service at the Palo Alto in March. Time flies. So in its long history, the Honganji has developed thanks to many people's efforts, the members and the priests, their efforts, dedication, or even sacrifices. So those are the numbers of our school. So we have temples over. Those are the numbers just in Japan. If we add the temples members, maybe we have more numbers. But even in Japan, we have over 10,000 temples. And then those are the numbers of ordained priests, over 30,000. And then more than one third is a female priest. This is very uniqueness or character of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So woman has a power in our tradition. And then, So, and then, this is the kind of largest Buddhist organization in Japan, country of Japan. So we are part of this tradition. So during Venerable Shinran Shonin's time, there is no Honganji. There is no Jodo Shinshu temples. Of course, he was the founder. So in those days, people came to him and then listened to the teaching of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. Then this guy. So it was during the leadership of Venerable Kakunyo or Kakunyo Shonin when the Honganji was born. The groups of Shinran Shonin's followers were institutionally organized by him. And then there was a couple decades later, kind of after Shinran Shonin passed away. Then the question is, what happened between this founder Shinran Shonin and then Kakunyo? He institutionally organized the Honganji. What is this gap? So to fill the gap between founder Shinran and then the Kakunyo Shonin, the two women played very important roles, especially, I would say, Kakushinni. So by the way, we call it Eshinni or Kakushinni. Those ni means Buddhist nun. So like a non-Eshin, non-Kakushin. Or maybe we call it Kakushinni or Eshinni. So to tell who they are, please let me do this. As the song Shinran's family said, they are Eshinni. She was the wife of Shinran. And then Kakushinni, she was the youngest daughter of Shinran Shonin's family. So it was a good, nice introduction. My presentation, my Dharma message today, the Kento Matsuda's, Shinran's family. So Venerable Shinran and then Eshinni, they had 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. And then Kakushinni, she was the youngest daughter in the Shinran Shonin's family. Then, as the youngest daughter, she took care of her father, Shinran Shonin, when he got old before he died. He passed away. And then even after he passed away, her father passed away, she took good care of his gravesite. And then she had a good communication with the followers of Shinran Shonin's, Shinran Shonin's followers. So that's why these Nembutsu groups, Nembutsu Sanghas, formed by Shinran Shonin, did not fall apart. And then later, Kakunyo Shonin, Venerable Kakunyo, who was a great grandson of Shinran, could put together, and then establish the so-called Honganji organization or institute. So in the Jodo Shinshu history, we see many male priests, many male ministers. But what if we didn't have those two ladies, Eshinni, Kakushinni? If we didn't have those two important ladies, we wouldn't have Jodo Shinshu Buddhism today. So Venerable Shinran is important as a founder of this school, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. But Eshinni and then Kakushinni also played a very important role for the history or establishment of the Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So therefore, once a year, we have this memorial service to remember or to appreciate our kind of gratitude, to show our gratitude, appreciation to their efforts and their dedications. So that is the meaning, significance of today's service, Eshinni Kakushinni Memorial Service. And then because of their role in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, we pay respect to women. And then we have so many female ministers too. Okay. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. This concludes my Dharma message for Dharma School students. ありがとうございました。So to conclude my Dharma message, if you can, please put your hands together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Kuwahara, for your wonderful Dharma message for the students. Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha, Seiya, which is on another handout. Please be seated. Wait. Now we would like to welcome the following new guests. Please wave or clap for them. Ronan Allen. Okay, he is the only one. I will now read the announcements that have been submitted. BBT Dharma, monthly online study session, Thursday, October 26th at 6:30 p.m. Topic is Heart Sutra. The sign-up link is on our website. Buddhist Global Relief, Action to Feed the Hungry. Join the BBT team in raising funds through the 2023 Buddhist Action to Feed the Hungry campaign. Sign-up link is on our website and our weekly email. We appreciate your support. BBT Dharma School Halloween Party. Next Sunday, October 29th, after the service, there will be Halloween activities led by Dharma School and an entertainment Bats in the Classroom presented by NorCal Bats. Please join us if you are able. Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, October 29th. The gate will be open at 9 a.m. and close at 9:30 sharp. Please arrive during this hour to take advantage of the JSC parking for the next Sunday service. SICBC Halloween Obake Jams. Saturday, October 28th at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Southern Alameda County Buddhist Church is holding a costume and dance fundraiser. A portion of the proceeds will go to support the Maui disaster relief. Information is included in the weekly email, and the flyer is posted in the social hall. Now the students will be dismissed to their classes. With Dharma School students, please go to the front, Oshoko, and go to the classroom. All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk.
すごいこんなのできたんだ。 better. Still behind. Yeah, this is intentionally blank. はい、Okay, so before I start my Dharma message for adults, please let me read this. So if you can please put your hands together. Listen as if I'm listening for how to listen to the Dharma message. Listen as if I'm listening for the first time. Listen as if the message is for myself alone. Listen as if this is the last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, 弔問の心得。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナモアミタ仏、ナモアミタ仏、ナモアミタ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. ありがとうございます。So, I think, these days, every time I'm watching the news about, Israel and Palestine, things. So many people on both sides, so many people are hurt and then killed. So I know this is a very complicated, politically, historically, situation, but the bottom line is nobody get hurt and then nobody get died, killed in this conflict. So hopefully the peace and the harmony will come somehow with the effort of many people. So today I picked this passage to talk about Nembutsu practice, reciting Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, which is the main practice for Jodo Shinshu Buddhism and the many Purant Buddhists. And then, of course, since this is Eshini Kakushini Memorial, along with Eshini Kakushini Memorial, I'm going to talk about kind of power or Amida Buddha's compassion in our practice of Nembutsu recitation. So if you can, again one more time, please put your hands together in Gassho. The great practice is to say the name of the Tathagata of unhindered light. This practice, embodying all good acts and possessing all roots of virtue, is perfect and most rapid in bringing them to fullness. It is a treasure ocean of virtues that is suchness or true reality. For this reason, it is called great practice. This practice arises from the vow of great compassion. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Since it is Shinran's wife, Eshini, and then Venerable Shinran's youngest daughter, Kakushin's memorial, special service dedicated to both of them. So I, talked about Shinran's family, Venerable Shinran's family, for the Dharma School student message. Yeah. It could be said because he had a family, the school Jodo Shinshu Buddhism was born, because especially Kakushini, her effort, dedication. So that's why this tradition could survive for over 800 years. And then, as I mentioned, all spiritual leaders from Shinran to the current 25th, Monshu spiritual leaders, they are all direct descendants of Shinran. They had a blood lineage. Then, maybe some of you have a question. can Buddhist monk or nun marry? I think question comes from the idea or maybe Buddhist precept. So according to the Buddhist precepts, monks and nuns are not allowed to marry, but to have to kind of stay celibate. So then, what happened to Shinran, Venerable Shinran? Why did he marry? Although Venerable Shinran Shonin was a founder of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, he did have a teacher, master, to receive the guidance of Nembutsu or Amida Buddha's teaching. And then that was Honen, Venerable Honen. So there is another Japanese Buddhist school which is called Jodoshu school, Jodoshu Buddhism. And then Venerable Honen is the founder of Jodoshu Buddhism, or we could say he's the kind of father or founder of Japanese pure and Buddhist tradition. And then he left many words of wisdom, and then this is one of them, but it's kind of long quote. As I spoke, I'm sure many of you read this quote on the screen. So to me, this is kind of very interesting. I just underlined the first part, but this whole passage kind of pointing the same thing. So let me read the underlined part. If you are unable to focus on the recitation practice, which is a Nembutsu practice, so reciting Nama Amida Butsu to recite the Buddha's name, Amida Buddha's name. So if you are unable to focus on the recitation practice due to celibacy, you should marry and practice it. If you are unable to focus on the recitation practice due to marriage, you should remain celibate and practice it. So he continues. If you are unable to practice recitation due to staying one place, you should wander and practice it. And if you are unable to practice a recitation due to wandering from place to another, place to place, you should stay one place and practice it. So according to from this passage, what he said, his recommendation was to live a life of Nembutsu-centered life. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, please recite Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Please say the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So as long as you recite a Nembutsu, nothing bothers, nothing matters. So then the question is, why did he think so? Why did he say so? So let me share with you his understanding of Nembutsu practice, Nembutsu recitation. But to do so, let me begin with this. So what is Buddhism? Okay, so I know there are many different definitions or ways to explain what the Buddhism is, but Buddhism is a teaching or teachings or path for each of you to attain Buddhahood or to attain nirvana, kind of liberation, perfect liberation from suffering. And then, who is Buddhist, or what is Buddhist? So Buddhists are the people or one who pursues Buddhahood, the attainment of Buddhahood, or attainment of nirvana, liberation from suffering. That is Buddhist. And then the next question is how? How should we or can we achieve the attainment of Buddhahood, nirvana? So sometimes Buddhism is described as 84,000 Dharma gates. 84,000 Dharma gates. So there are so many different gates, entrances. And then from those entrances, gates, there are many paths leading to our destination, becoming a Buddha or attainment of nirvana, right? The goal destination is one, but there are many different approaches or paths. The diversity or differences of those paths is the kind of difference of the practice, or the differences of the each tradition, the uniqueness or characters of the Buddhist traditions. Speaking of Buddhism, there is a Zen Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, even indoors, Mahayana Buddhism, and then those are the kind of big categories, right? And then within Mahayana, Theravada, Zen, and then Tibetan, still there are many different denominations within them. Right? So many different paths for us to attain nirvana, Buddhahood. But today I brought a kind of two ideas how to reach the nirvana. So maybe Buddhism in general, we make an effort. We engage ourselves in the Buddhist practice or disciplines. And then we gradually accumulate, generate virtues, merits. And then we accumulate merits. And then at the end, eventually, we reach the nirvana or become a Buddha. So this is kind of one idea of like making a progress on our process. But to do so, generally speaking, we are supposed to, or Buddhist practitioners are supposed to observe precept strictly. Or Buddhist practitioners engage themselves to Buddhist practice, and then perform those practices successfully under certain conditions, restrictions. Yeah. That's how they make up progress toward the destination. And then on the right side of this screen, I put the Nembutsu recitation practice, a kind of path to reach the nirvana, just reciting Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And then Honen, and then Venerable Honen or Venerable Shinran, and then many other Pure Land masters, Buddhists, they selected this path of just reciting, Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's name. Kind of for your better understanding, let me use this analogy or example. So on the left side, to achieve our goal, we Buddhist practitioners engage themselves to many different kinds of lengthy practices. It's like this. So maybe if you go to the website, if you pay much attention to your health, then maybe you like this kind of thing. So every day we need this amount of vitamin, we need this amount of minerals, so many things to maintain our body healthy. And to do so, of course, food, meals is the main source for us to get the vitamins or minerals, all necessary ingredients. But it's really kind of hard, we need to work hard to get all those necessary ingredients. We need to go to grocery shoppings and picking up each item's necessary vegetables or meals, proteins, right? And then going back home, we need to cook like a peel or a cut, And then of course we need to measure. So we need to get that to clear to satisfy those things. We have to kind of measure weight or those kind of things. So we know it's important to get, consume, vitamins, minerals, all those ingredients. But it's kind of really, we need to work hard. So the Buddhist path on the right side is, to my understanding, something like this. We have to make a great effort to fulfill those things. And then, how about the Nembutsu? I would say it's kind of all-in-one. So this is like a Costco. I'm not the salesperson of the Costco, but this is a Kirkland brand daily multivitamin. So in the small pill, everything in it, right? And then this is a kind of nutrition fact of this small pill. And then nutritionists or like a pharmacist or engineers, doctors, they work so hard professionally and they put all necessary things into one small pill. All we should do is just take it. And then we can have the same kind of result or kind of almost same kind of result, from eating those things individually. Yeah. And then those, pharmacists or kind of nutritionists or maybe doctors, their wish is our kind of, well-being or healthy life. So that's why, and then, many of you live a busy life. So no time to go to grocery shopping, no time to, cook. Maybe one idea is just taking this pill. You can fulfill this requirement, like a nutrition requirement. So Nembutsu recitation is something like that. In this short phrase, just combination of 6 Chinese characters or short, Buddha's name, Amida Buddha's name. And then this short phrase contains everything necessary for us to attain enlightenment or become a Buddha. So since Honen Shonin, Venerable Honen or Shinran realized the importance, what's in it, in this short, simple practice, so that's why they didn't take this path, but they took this path of Nembutsu recitation. And then why they understood this is enough. So again, Buddhism in general, practitioners are supposed to observe precept strictly or engage themselves to Buddhist practice, and then successfully perform, and then accumulate virtues. That's how they make a progress towards the destination. So, in other words, whether one or maybe Buddhist practitioner can successfully observe the precepts or successfully perform the Buddhist practice is a kind of criteria, kind of drawing a line. Those who can do so, okay, those practitioners can achieve the enlightenment. Those practitioners who strictly observe the Buddhist precept, they are embraced by Buddhas. But of course, there are many different people. There are many different Buddhist practitioners with different, capacity or capabilities. Of course, there are people who cannot do so, right? There are Buddhist practitioners who cannot successfully, observe precept or perform the Buddhist practice. If they are the criteria, maybe those people kind of, excluded from Buddha's embrace or not able to reach the enlightenment. Then there is a Buddha who has a deep kind of compassion, tries to embrace or liberate all those in suffering from the difficulties, suffering, hardships. So for this Buddha, Amida, this line is not necessary. This Buddha didn't draw a line between the practitioners who can successfully observe precepts, successfully perform the Buddhist practices, and then who do not. This Buddha tries to embrace all, sentient beings. This Buddha aspires to have all beings to reach nirvana, liberation from suffering. This Buddha unconditionally include all beings, no matter who you are. So if you are healthy, then you can engage yourself to Buddhist practice. But if you are sick on the bed, maybe you cannot perform Buddhist practice. Are those sick people are excluded? No. In Amida Buddha's compassion, no. And then young and old. Okay? Maybe younger practitioner, they can perform Buddhist practice more successfully. As we get older, physically, it is difficult to engage ourselves to Buddhist practice. And then are those old people, old folks, are they excluded? No. And then rich and the poor, right? And then also married and then celibate. So if we are married, then are we excluded from Buddha's compassion? No. In the same way, race doesn't matter. And then gender identity doesn't matter. Nationality doesn't matter. And then occupation doesn't matter. So wherever you are, no matter what you do, it doesn't matter in Amida Buddha's compassion or Amida Buddha's embrace. So this Buddha established this simple, easy practice of Nembutsu recitation. You can achieve nirvana just reciting Namamidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu. That's it? Yes, that's it. So this simple and short practice comes from or manifestation of Buddha's formless deep compassion. So this Buddha has a deep, deep compassion. And then to convey, to share this deep compassion to us, which is basically, essentially formless. This Buddha put everything necessary into this short phrase, Namamidabutsu, and then gave it to us. Here you are. So since this is a short, simple practice, anybody can recite it. Even when you cannot recite it verbally, you can just recite it in your heart. That's enough. And then all in one, like a vitamin small pill. Amida Buddha, he worked so hard and then accumulated, generated all necessary virtues, merit, and then put them into this, small, short phrase, Namo Amidabutsu. So Namo Amidabutsu is a kind of encapsulation of Amida Buddha's, practice virtues based upon this Buddha's deep compassion. So this is how Venerable Shinran and then Venerable Honen and then many other Pure and Buddhist masters understood this short phrase. It's really short, a simple practice. But beyond this short, simple practice, there is Amida Buddha. This is based upon Amida Buddha's deep, profound compassion. Since Venerable Shinran realized the depth, profundity of this simple practice, that's why he said this way. And then Venerable Honen also realized the importance, the role, significance of this simple, short practice of Nembutsu recitation. So that's why he said, what we do doesn't matter, like observing precept, performing Buddhist practice doesn't matter. We don't have to kind of accumulate, generate individual, small, virtues, merit, and then put all together. But the Amida did everything and then gifted for us. And then all we should do is just receive and then recite it with gratitude. So Venerable Shinran, as a disciple, follower of Honen, and then this Honen Shonin received this idea of Nembutsu practice from Shandao, who is a great master of Chinese Pure and Buddhism. And then Shandao also received this idea from Nagarjuna, who is a great philosopher, Buddhist in India. And then Nagarjuna also received this idea from the larger sutra, delivered by Shakyamuni Buddha. So this is a kind of lineage of a Nembutsu practice, starting from Amida Buddha all the way down to Shinran Shonin. And then Shinran Shonin, Venerable Shinran, realized the power of this Nembutsu short practice. So that's why he thought, it's okay for me to marry and then have a family. And then good thing is, Eshinni and then Kakushinni, they are also, became ordained, became a Buddhist. I'm sure Shinni and Kakushinni, they listen to the teaching of Amida Buddha's great compassion and then wisdom from Shinran Shonin. And then they were Buddhists and they appreciated Amida Buddha's great compassion. And then also enjoy the practice of Nembutsu. So again, this is my Dharma message for today's, Shinni Kakushinni's memorial service. So to conclude my Dharma message, let me read this passage one more time. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gasho. The great practice is to say the name of the Tathagata of unhindered light. This practice, embodying all good acts and possessing all roots of virtue, is perfect and most rapid in bringing them to fullness. It is a treasure ocean of virtues that is suchness or true reality. For this reason, it is called great compassion. This practice arises from the vow of great compassion. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. If we have any question or comment about my Dharma message today, I'm in a social hall after the service, so yeah, please feel free to ask questions. Okay. So now I would like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. And the first is, he's not here, my son, Eito. He did a great job as a chairperson. Thank you, Eito. ありがとうございました。I know people get nervous. Me too. People talk fast. So sitting in the front pew, I say, slow down, slow down. Let's see. Yeah. And then thank you, live streaming team, for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました. Thank you. And then thank you, Emiko-san, and then Sangha Singers for your wonderful, beautiful gasa for today's service. ありがとうございました. And then thank you, Dharma School teachers, for giving a guidance to our Dharma School students. ありがとうございます. Thank you. Then thank you, October monthly group, for preparing the refreshment in the social hall. ありがとうございました. Thank you very much. So this concludes today's service. Thank you everyone who joined the service today in person and then virtually. And then see you next Sunday. ありがとうございました.